Hi there. Well, as you can see, I'm in a bit of a sort of festive mood here with the hat and the glasses, etc. Now, I've thought long and hard before doing this, embarking on this video. Basically, this is about my father and Christmas. Not Father Christmas, but my father and Christmas. As a child, my mother used to really work hard at Christmas and get everything ready that she could. And my father really sort of thought Christmas would just all work around him and he wouldn't have to put any effort in, etc., etc. As long as he could watch TV on at Christmas and dominate the television, which is what he did ever since we had a television in 1958 on rental from a shop in Ladypool Road in Birmingham, which is part of the Balti Triangle, that road now. Anyway, it always ended up at Christmas where my mother would get upset and she would go upstairs, and my father put this down to, as he told me a little bit later, my mother's first marriage, where her husband came in on Christmas Eve, took the Christmas tree and all the presents and left her and my older half-brother by about 11 years. He just abandoned them. But I don't think it was really that at all. I think it was my father's attitude and the fact that he really wouldn't make an effort at Christmas. And he carried on in this vein years later, because when I got married, we both worked for the same company, Rover Cars, Range Rover, call it what you will, and we made the fatal mistake of inviting him over at Christmas. And we were both working at the same place then. And he'd turn up and he'd be there. We'd have him for the full period of the holiday, not just for Christmas Eve and Christmas Day. That's it. It went on for days and days. And it was the same thing. He wanted what he wanted on the television. And he would say, oh, Perry Como's Christmas show is going to be on TV. Like to watch that. So it went on, in fact, till New Year's Eve, because I think Kenny Everett's show was on. He had a special, and he seemed to be unaware that it was New Year's Eve. Well, ever since I've been married, I've done the first footing. That's been traditional here, and most people may not know what first footing is. You go outside the door with a piece of wood or a piece of coal and some money and some bread, and then when the clock struck 12 o'clock you're allowed in, and that's it, and it brings the good luck in for the year. It doesn't work. It hasn't since. Anyway, he ended up coming to ours every Christmas, and heavens knows how we managed to put up with him. The first Christmas, I got a real Christmas tree and I put it on a sideboard, and it was in like plaster, keeping it down, so that it didn't sort of move about or anything. So I compressed that. Christmas Day came, and my wife did a lovely Christmas meal, and we had at that time big Habitat table. So the plan was we're all going to sit round the table, you see. So my father was the last one to come to the table. Food had been put on the table, but he decided he's going to sit in the window side of the where the table was, you see. So he'd be looking at us. So he went round, all our meals were laid out, and he knocked the tree. So all the decorations on it and all the pine needles went into our food, but not his. So to say we were a bit annoyed would be an understatement, especially my wife. And there again, on Boxing Day, we had some steak. We had this lovely, I think it was sirloin steak. And he did exactly the same thing. We all got pine needles in our food and all over the floor, but he didn't, and he just proceeded to eat his meal, oblivious to it. And that's the way it went. And it went on and on and on. And it was as though Christmas wasn't for anyone else but for him. And then there was another occasion where he came to the house, and we still had some mince pies that had been made by Mrs. Wood, and the mince pies were in this tin thing, and we thought, well, they'll be a bit stale now. So he said, you haven't got any mince pies, have you, by anything? So she said, yes, we have, Stan, we have. So she brought it out, and he wore false teeth as well, and I could see it trying to crunch on a bit hard, but he still persevered. So I don't think he was very keen on our mince pies anyway, but it was just advantage taking on a grand scale. And after that, we had him virtually every Sunday. He'd turn up at the house for his Sunday dinner. We never had it. Well, we had one invitation when we first moved in to his house, and he did a bit of a meal. But this went on for years and years and years, until such time that we moved out of Birmingham and we moved down south to Watford. So he couldn't do that then, you see. And the other thing is, when we got married, we had a party at the house, did all our own catering and everything, in a place called Acox Green. And we didn't have an awful lot of money or anything then. So we got married, and we had a party at the house, like I just said. And then everybody went home. Everybody enjoyed themselves. It'd been, weather was really cold, because it was in February. In fact, it was the same day that Buddy Holly was killed. Bit of trivia there. And then the next morning, knock on the door, and he's only turned up for his Sunday meal after he's had a day of entertainment, being fed, drinks and everything. But he came for his Sunday dinner, and we couldn't get rid of him. So that was my father at Christmas. Oh, and he bought us a thing called a capon. I'm never quite sure what these are. Things are. And he always rode a motorbike. And my wife was coming from the butcher's with our son in a pram pushchair thing anyway. So he beeped on his motorbike. She'd got bags. I wasn't there for some reason, I don't know. But he didn't stop and say, oh, I'll take some off you and drop them round at the house. So we were always a bit apprehensive when he came at Christmas. And if he got the kids a present, which we had to stop in the end, he'd get something totally inappropriate. But that's the way that he was, and he never really changed. Well, but he was extremely generous to other people that weren't related to him, etc. Still, there you go. That's me and my back in the day Christmas with my father. Oh, and the other thing is, he gave the same amount right the way through for years and years and years and years and years. And my son said, has he never heard of inflation? Yet he gave substantially more to other people. And don't tell me it's the thought that counts. Okay, I hope that you're going to have a great Christmas anyway. Thanks for watching. If you enjoyed it, tick a like. If you've not subscribed, please subscribe, because I could do with the numbers being pushed up a little bit more. and then I know that you won't miss anything. Bye for now. The pom-pom is on the other end anyway. Bye.